Hello, I'm Raven.
And I'm Taylor.
And this is the Laundry Room Podcast.
We're back.
Welcome back.
Feels like forever since we recorded.
Right. It's kind of that's the one downside I would say from recording in bulk sometimes is like we'll knock out so many videos in one day and then it'll be weeks before we record. We're like, do we have shit? Do we have shit ready to go? Yeah, we got shit. Okay.
Do you know what you're going to talk about? I don't know. I got like 4 things. What do you want to talk about?
Right. I have a bunch of ideas right now and I've barely researched any of them.
Yeah.
I've been such a slacker. But
my ADHD has just been really bad. I wasn't able to like focus on the one that I really wanted to do, so I'll circle back to it another time.
I give myself shit and say I'm a slacker, but I've actually been really busting my ass at work and then dealing with 5-day-old kittens at home.
Yes, we have new little teammates of the pod. Raven's a grandma. She has how many?
3.
3 baby kittens.
Yep. It was a big litter, but Mama was still a little young, so it was a rough
go.
It's been a rough couple days, but luckily the last 3 are super healthy. Super big.
They're already getting so big.
So
it's crazy.
Chunky. They still fit in the palm of my hand, but they are thickums.
Thickums. I cannot wait until they open their eyes and we can like watch like their personalities.
That's what I just said at work today.
Yeah, I want to wait until like they have like their little personalities and we can like have those little nicknames.
I do
them.
think if I keep one of them and they're a little girl, I'm gonna name it Sylvanas.
Cute. I like that.
And then I could call her Sylvie for short. It's not the cutest shit ever.
Yes.
Right? Dude, that's why I fucking love kitties. But anyways, we're getting way off topic already.
It's all good.
Do you have anything you need to get out of the way?
I don't. We got more new subscribers, so thank you. We love you.
Welcome.
Welcome to the shit show. Welcome to the Thunderdome, bitch.
Hopefully it sounds a little bit better. I have upgraded my mic.
And it's really cute.
I like it.
You little
I
birdie
like
bitch.
it.
I love
it's a lot closer because I noticed yours is way taller than mine.
Yeah, the
stand is like.
I said shaft. I was like, what's the name?
The shaft is real long.
It's pretty tall, and then I have it like kicked back a bit, so it kind of.
Yeah, that's what I did with mine.
Yeah, it's just a little bit easier. It feels more natural than having this like.
Yes.
Stiff bitch in front of you, I guess.
This stiff shaft in front of you.
Yeah.
Oh well. Any hoozle. I don't have anything. We're talking about timey-wimey facts.
Timey-wimey.
Or
hitting it again.
Yeah, I feel like this will probably be the last one unless they come out with some like crazy time alternating. Yeah. This is about all the interesting time facts I could find.
I want to say, kind of off topic again, I get really excited the way that we do this now, where we're not researching together and it's like I'm listening to it with them.
Yes.
For the first time. Like,
well,
I have no idea what we're going to...
One of my favorite podcasts, shout out to Casual Criminal. It's not like that dude's ever going to watch our fucking podcast.
But if you do...
I love you.
Sup?
I love you.
Wishful thinking right now.
Yeah. But he does where he has like 3 or 4 different script writers, and he does all cold reads. So he usually doesn't know anything about
what's going on,
the story that they're going into, and you can genuinely watch his real reaction. Like, and I like him a lot because he emphasizes on being about like more CSI and not Saw. Like, he doesn't want to go into all the gritty, nasty details of what they do to the victims. He wants to talk about the victims and talk about the process of the dude getting caught.
I love how much of a contrast we are because you like that, but I love the morbid, where they like go into
most
detail.
People do. Most people do.
And they go into detail about like the autopsies.
And see,
shit.
I can't do that. I like the more casual.
His arms were ripped off. His legs were ripped off. His eyebrows waxed.
Why? Because like that, like I don't know. I just feel like it's kind of disrespectful to the victims because like we really don't need to know the full details of their horribly graphic death.
I just like the information overload.
But it is,
I guess.
it's also
and
very
I'm
educational.
morbidly curious. Before I had my oldest, I really wanted to go to school for forensic anthropology.
See, and I get that.
So I'm really into that breakdown of every little aspect.
Yeah.
I just find it fascinating. I don't know.
I get that.
Silly.
How did we get on that tangent already?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Tangent number 20.
Yeah, right? I love it. Well, all right. I'm just gonna. Oh, we started talking about the cold read.
Oh yeah.
I like that aspect too because I
Yeah.
can see your genuine reaction. Like when I did the haunted places in
That fucked me.
Amusement Park, you were not expecting that.
I wasn't ready.
All right, but I'm just gonna
Spitball it at
spitball
me.
these at
Like,
you, and
think
we can
again.
just fucking say what we think about it.
Send it.
I don't know if I want to save this first one for last or not because it's like one of my favorite ones, but it's also like
Save it for last.
okay. Daylight savings time, one of the fucking most annoying things ever,
it's
right?
So fucking stupid.
It doesn't just cause us to lose an hour of sleep. It also has been linked with an increase in heart attacks, car crashes, and mining injuries. I don't understand how that would fucking...
I mean, depending on the person. Any
right?
kind of
They
sleep
lose an hour of
deprivation,
sleep, and yeah, they fuck up in
they're
the
just
mine.
all discombobulated.
It does benefit koalas, though, with koala car collisions decreasing by 11% during daylight savings time.
Koala
Koala, yeah, that's a tongue twister.
Yeah, I can't
Koala
fucking say it.
car-related accidents, like, because apparently the koalas get hit all the time. Like, there's koala crossing signs all over, like, Australia and stuff.
I didn't know that they participate in the daylight savings bullshit.
I feel like the whole world does, doesn't it?
I don't know, honestly.
Because
I know
it wasn't-
there's certain, like, I think there's certain states that they don't fuck with it.
I don't remember if it was. Well, yeah, that's the thing. I don't remember if I have wrote
It
that
just
one down,
surprises
but
me, but that's so fucking funny.
it wasn't originated in Colorado or in America.
No, I know that, but I
I
didn't.
don't remember where though.
I don't know, like,
Yeah, I
Who
thought I
fucks
had
with
that
it,
one
who
wrote
doesn't?
down. It had nothing to do with like the farming almanac and everything. It more had to do with something else. I thought I had it wrote down. I could have swore I did. Whatever. We'll get back to that later. Who cares? How long do you think we've been tracking time? Like, how long do you think time has been a construct for us?
well, I know, like, a bunch of different cultures did it differently. You have, like, sundials and everything. So, I mean, recording it and basing our entire fucking existence around it, maybe, like, a couple hundred years.
So, time has been tracked for thousands of years, with the earliest known lunar calendar being found in Scotland. This massive calendar consisted of 12 pits that mimicked the moon's phases.
Okay.
It has been dated back to around 8,000 BCE. So yeah, we have, as a species, have been tracking time since like the very beginning.
That's
I wouldn't
crazy.
doubt it if we could find cave paintings somewhere of them tracking phases
Tracking
of the
how
sun
it-
or moon or something like.
That's
But that just goes to
crazy.
show like, why has time always been such an obsession for us?
I think it's because
We're
we
the
don't
only
understand
species,
it.
but we're the only species that tracks it.
Yeah,
like,
and
obviously
it's
we're
a
the only.
man-made concept,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You know,
But why? Because it not only like
Interesting.
it leads to so much anxiety and stress and
yeah.
just negativity. But we're the only species.
I've kind of just been
in
using
existence that does it.
Like anytime I'm late to anything, I'm like, time's a man-made concept. It doesn't fucking
It doesn't matter. I'm here now.
here.
I'm here now.
One thing about me, I'm gonna be late, but I'm coming.
About to go out well.
Ooh.
Have you ever noticed a new clock or watch being set at 10:10? It's been a while, like an actual like analog clock or watch
Being set to
at
10:10?
10:10. So I wish I had a analog clock to show you. Like, you know how like it'd be like 10:10.
Okay, yeah.
This is for aesthetic purposes only. Like,
It just looks nice.
yes, with the clock being set at 10:10, it allows the hands to align more symmetrically, which is like obviously because it's like right opposite of each other. Clocks used to come displaying 8:20, which was like that, I think.
Okay.
But the hands' downward angles made it look like it was frowning, and they didn't like that, so they changed it to 10:10. Nobody wanted to look at a sad watch. I just thought that was just, like, that's what we really think about. Like, hold up, we gotta have a smiling watch.
So y'all could start wars over the dumbest shit,
The
but you're
dumbest-
worried about dumb, like, sad fucking clocks.
For real. That's so stupid. Like, I don't think I ever got a watch or a clock in my entire life and looked at it and was like, is my clock smiling?
Why are you
I
sad?
wouldn't have. It could have been at 3:40 for all I give a shit. Like, it could look like Pac-Man. I would rather it look like Pac-Man. Yeah, Waka Waka.
It's just so funny. I'm like, wow, the level of empathy you're showing this stupid fucking watch.
Right?
But you won't show that to another
Anything
human
else.
being.
Yeah, no, fuck a human. They're waste of
What
space.
the fuck? Okay.
When the dinosaurs were alive, there were actually 370 days in a year.
Okay.
Due to the moon's drag, days have been getting longer by roughly 1.7 milliseconds every century. So since then
lost
to now,
5
yeah,
days.
we've lost 5 days in a year,
That's
which
wild.
is crazy to think about.
Yeah.
So the days used to be like 22 hours a day at one point, or 20 hours a day, so they would just go by a lot faster. Like, that's crazy.
That's
So that also thinks, like,
insane.
how long is a century? 100 years? So we're not going to see
Yeah.
any sort of increase
Nah. We'll be
visibly
we'll be long
in our
gone.
lifetimes. But that's so crazy to think that, like, in a couple hundred years, there will be 25. That's so dope. I'm sorry. I just had a fucking, so I play a stupid video game called Cyberpunk, and it takes place in 2077,
Okay.
and they have stores called 25/7. And it's because the hours have extended to 25-hour days instead of 24-hour days.
See, so
and
you
I
know now.
never fucking put that together until now. But that's crazy for the developers to even put that kind of level
to
of
think
detail
about
into
that,
it.
yeah.
Like, what, in 100 years we're gonna have longer days. So, but that's fucking crazy, dude.
That's insane.
At least
it's
that's what I
honestly,
think. I
That's
could
a
be way
crazy
wrong.
concept to think about too.
Right.
That the moon's drag affects it that much.
Right? You would think that, like, everybody thinks that we have more effect over the moon than really it's the opposite way around.
Yeah.
The moon controls so many aspects on the earth, and that's
Oh,
why.
fuck yeah.
So tell me, this is why it pisses me off when people are always like, "Oh, people that believe in astrology are dumb," or people that
It's
believe
been
in
practiced for
thousands
hundreds
of
of
years.
Yeah, like what?
And how can you tell me that the moon doesn't have physical control
Bitch,
over
you're
our
fucking
planet?
psychotic on a full moon, and you're gonna tell me that the moon doesn't affect your behavior?
Yeah, no, the moon is closer than it ever has been at that point. So we're
Try your mama, not me.
yeah, it's crazy. Crazy. The average American city commuter spends roughly 38 hours a year in traffic jams.
Ew.
It's like a day and a half.
Specifically, do Colorado though, because I want to fucking know.
I should have looked that up.
That'd be really interesting.
Because you got to think, like, are we worse than Los Angeles? Because I bet you that's based off of, like, Los Angeles and Hong Kong. And some of, like,
Right.
the most heavily condensed cities.
I fucking hated living in California. That LA traffic is
I never
no
lived in
fucking
LA.
joke.
I've never lived there.
It was anytime I had to go down to LA to like either go to the airport, pick someone up from the airport, anything like that. I knew
To leave like a day and a
essentially 'cause you're gonna be in traffic for like fucking ever.
I always like
Have fun. That's gonna take your entire day up.
the movie's always got to be blown out of proportion, but no, it is really that
It's
bad.
bumper to bumper.
Don't you fucking do that. Right? We're gonna beat the shit out of this camera one of these days. I couldn't imagine. That's why I'm so glad that I live 2 minutes from my fucking job.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to calculate how much time I spend in traffic. Like, it's been bad this last week because they had the freeway or whatever closed down by us. So
they have. Were they like widening?
Yeah,
that
widening the
exit?
off-ramp.
Okay, that's what I thought. But
stupid.
I'm just glad that light was finally put in.
Same. I think it's helped a lot.
So much easier.
It gives me an option to actually like leave work now because people will get stopped. Mm-hmm. The only thing that sucks is when it's heavy traffic going the other way and it gets backed all the way up because people are stupid and they know by law you're not supposed to block intersections, but they fucking do because they don't care. They're more important than everybody else, obviously.
Look, it's a small town. Doesn't matter.
Oh, it's not gonna be a small town for much longer, dude. I'm fucking over it.
Everybody and their mom's moving out here.
The street in front of my apartment is a main thoroughfare now.
Yeah.
It took me almost 15 minutes to back out to go to work the other day because I had a fucking line of cars behind me.
I believe it. When I was, I passed by your apartment when I had to go to the store earlier, and there was like 5 or 6 cars.
Yeah.
And a dude with a trailer. I was like...
It's going to be a matter of time until my fucking car gets hit, too. Because where I park right there on the corner, people come whipping around, and I hear them screech their tires at the last second.
I've noticed that.
Whip around my fucking car.
I've noticed that.
So it's going to be a matter of time until some drunk asshole just rips the back end of my fucking car off, and I come out in the morning and find it.
And they don't leave their information.
Oh, no, hell no, dude.
You need to get a camera.
I want to. I've been wanting to get a camera of my front and back door forever, but I want to move. I just want to get a house.
Yeah, that's
tired of living in these shitty apartments. Mm-hmm. Anywho, tangent number 75. This one's my favorite. Betty White was older than sliced bread.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that.
She was born in 1922. While pre-sliced bread wasn't invented until 1928 by Otto Friedrich Roeder. I'm going to go with that one. Rohwedder.
Couldn't be me.
Couldn't be bothered.
Nope.
Again, I need to look up the pronunciation guides.
Pronouncenames.com.
Especially if they're fucking German.
Yeah. That's funny, though.
Could you imagine being that? I
miss
miss
her
Betty
already.
White so much.
That's why
America's
the world is
grandma.
fucking going to shit.
I still blame Harambe. Well, I don't blame Harambe. I blame Harambe's murder.
Yeah. We've seen so much tragedy in our lifetime.
It's been
nothing but struggles.
Well, but we say that, and then I watch or didn't we do that one where it was like, what year was it that there was like, oh, the Titanic sank.
That was our
Jack the
first
Ripper was murdering people.
time.
Yeah.
That was part 1.
Go watch that video if you haven't seen it before.
Seen
It's fun. Anne Frank and Martin Luther King Jr. were both born in 1929.
Damn.
That's the craziest
That one always
aspect of
fucks
mine.
me up.
Yeah. The craziest aspect of that is Anne Frank would have been such a huge outspoken advocate for human rights after surviving what she had gone through if she had been able to survive it. And then you see Martin Luther King Jr. doing great things and then getting fucking assassinated for it.
Yeah.
It's it's always the good people that get taken out.
I need to do some fact checking on it, but supposedly he had survived the initial attack.
I heard, yeah.
And it was CIA or FBI or some shit, some government agency. They came in there and they made the nurses leave, and then he was dead. And I was like,
allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. Don't sue me, bitch. But I was
don't black bag us in the middle of the night, bitch.
we're just recording and they just take us.
Window gets busted in.
But I wouldn't fucking be surprised.
No, not at all, dude.
Yeah.
First underground line, or their underground railroad system,
Okay.
in London was opened on January 10th, 1863. The United States was still in the midst of the Civil War at this time.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So, like, that's what's crazy is, like, America's super technologically advanced now, but there was a point that we were way, way behind England, and we
Yeah.
were way behind other parts of Europe and shit. And, like,
Well, I mean, look at the fact that we talked about in part one of this, where they patented the fucking fax machine when people were still taking the Oregon Trail.
yeah, that's not at all when I thought it
Shit's
would.
insane, dude.
I always pictured the first fax machine around the same time that, like, Microsoft and shit came into creation.
Yeah.
Not when the motherfucking covered wagons still on the
It
trails.
just blows my mind. I'm like, wow.
Another one that's kind of fucked up. Charlie Chaplin died in 1977, the same year Apple was incorporated.
In the same year that Star Wars came out.
77, you're right. A New Hope.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was 76. No, 77. You're right.
I know.
You're like, bitch, don't fucking argue with me. We'll go watch those movies right now.
Let's go.
We just get up and leave.
You know what? I gotta leave. I gotta go.
I gotta go. We gotta go watch some movies.
My dad's calling me.
Mom, it's dinner time. Microsoft was founded while Spain was still a fascist dictatorship.
That's crazy.
Right? Who was it? Was it Cesar Chavez? It was somebody else. Because I feel like Cesar Chavez was like anti-fascism, wasn't he? Or no? I don't know now. I'm going to sound so stupid. We're just going to gloss over that.
Couldn't tell you.
But that's just like, that just goes to show how long Apple's been around. Fucking Microsoft has been around forever.
Yeah.
Forever.
Ever?
Oh, I skipped over a fact. I gotta go back. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
If you are over 45 years old, the Earth's population has doubled during your lifetime. I don't think.
They be fucking.
Well, just wait. In 1968, the world population was 3,557,000,000.
Mm-hmm.
Today, our population is 7,217,000,000.
Oh, they fucking.
And it grows by over 200,000 people a day. They be fucking.
They be fucking.
Wrap that shit. Stop procreating.
Don't be silly. Wrap your willy.
Gosh. Like, I love kids. No, I don't. But people need to stop popping so many out. I'm sorry. Like,
That's a lot. That's insane
We
to
are-
think about.
this world is
That's
going
so
to
many
run out of room
people.
soon. And you got to think, like, there's still so much open land that we can use to
I
build,
mean,
but how much of that is
Look at
farmland?
it since
How
we've
much of it
grown
is
up.
forest?
Look how much Colorado has changed.
Oh, true. True.
Like, it's mind-blowing.
True.
And look at where we live in Colorado now. Now
And how-
everybody's
Yeah.
Coming
it's-
out here.
It's in a year or two, this is going to be like
bustling.
an
bustling
extension
little
of downtown.
fucking-
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be like Aurora.
Oh, I don't want it to be. That's why I moved out here, so I could get away from that shit. But isn't that nuts? 200,000 people a day?
That's wild.
What the fuck?
That blows my mind, honestly.
Like, I want to do math and just figure out, like, at that rate, it's only going to be, what, another 10, 20 years before we hit 10 billion fucking people on this planet?
That's it. I'm getting sterilized.
I'm glad I already
Take it.
am.
I'm done, bitch.
I make people so uncomfortable because, like, we'll be at work and there'll be, like, a fucking baby screaming always. There's always, all day long, there's always one baby that just has to scream. And the parents are just ignoring it. They're just acting like nothing
Sometimes,
happened.
like, you don't really have a choice. I've had times where it's like, I have to do this right now. Like,
I understand that when you're at home or in your car or
it's not something
if
that
you're
you
in
can
a store.
control.
I don't know. I would leave the store if my kid was at that point. Because, like,
What if they can't? What if they have to do that right then and there because they have other, like, shit they gotta do? Like, pick up a kid from school or take another kid to soccer practice. Like, there's so many factors. So I just hit him with grace. And I'm like, hey, like,
I don't know.
You're
I
doing
guess
okay, Mama.
since I'm not
yeah,
a
stop
mom,
that.
I don't know what that feels like.
You don't know shit. I'm just
Well,
kidding.
it's just when you work in a grocery store and every day there's a screaming baby that is just being ignored, it gets frustrating after a while.
They're being ignored,
Oh
but
no,
it's like,
you know that they're being ignored when you watch the parents just fucking leave the cart with a screaming baby next to us and they walk down 6 aisles and disappear for fucking 5 minutes.
oh hell no.
Yeah,
That
dude,
cart is with
people
me.
are shit out here.
Ooh,
Like
that
that's
shit
why
pisses me
I'm
off.
not so mad at I'm not mad at the kid as much as I'm
Yeah.
mad at the parent. Like,
It's so hard, but I would never fucking do that. Like,
but I always just make a joke of like, I'm glad I'm infertile because like I don't ever want children. I
that's
don't.
fair. No, this is like the biggest thing that I like to press because I am a mother, right? And before I had kids, I didn't ever want any. Because I had so many siblings, I was like, fuck that. Because
Yeah.
I had to like help raise and take care of them, that it just like really turned me off to the idea. And then I had kids because like shit happens. But I always push to people, you don't have to have kids if you do not want to. You are perfectly fine to make that decision. And if anything, I'm fucking proud of you. Because you're going against the norm of what we're taught growing up, that you need to
It's not
go to
even
college and get a good job and have a good career and start a family.
There are
and-
so many people that believe having a family is their sole fucking purpose for being alive. Like, I am only meant to be here to have a kid and then raise that kid, and then when that kid grows up, I can die and cease to exist, and I did my job. Like,
And
no,
then
you are still a
same
person,
with
though.
like people that like use their careers as their entire identity. I'm like, you
True.
are like so many things outside of that. I don't care what you do for a fucking living. Tell me about you as a human being. You know, I think everybody forgets and all this bullshit nowadays.
that we are
You're your
all just
own human being.
Yeah.
Like, do the things that make you happy. Like, chase your
What-
fucking hobbies and dreams.
What do you think caused that mentality in people? Because I've noticed it a lot lately where it feels like it's a us against them mentality all the time. Like, everybody is your enemy, everybody's out to get you.
I don't know. I think
And I don't
about that
mean you in
often,
particular, I
too.
just mean,
no,
like,
no. You're
people.
saying in general.
Yeah.
I think about that often too, and I think, I mean, obviously, we don't fucking know. I'm getting into my 30s. You're in your 30s. Like,
I'm in my
we're
mid
still
30s, dude.
trying to figure this shit out. But I'm sure, like, probably before like the Great Depression, maybe it was a little different, and then the Depression hit, and it was work.
I felt like it got worse with the pandemic.
That too.
I feel like-
absolutely.
Like, that with me, that's what scared me into realizing that life is really short, and literally at any minute this world could come to a fucking screeching halt. So should
You know
stop
what?
pretending to be who I'm not.
I had a fucking blast during lockdown though. Like, if it happened
dude,
again,
that-
I'd be like, wow.
I don't know, that fucked with my mental health. Well, because it also, like, I know my parents don't listen, so
I
it doesn't matter,
got
but,
to
like,
spend so much more time with like my oldest and my family.
see,
know?
we didn't get to do that.
Yeah.
Like,
And then
my
you guys
ex-
became essential workers.
Yes, we were working at the grocery store at the time when there was literally no toilet paper on the shelves, no vegetables in
That
the
was
fucking produce
wild.
department. We're getting screamed at by customers every day because why the fuck don't you have toilet paper? Well, because you motherfuckers are buying shopping carts full of it.
Right, you guys bought fucking 1 million in bulk, and then there's nothing for anybody else.
We still haven't really ever gone back to normal since that. We've always, and I do believe that is contributed to the government because I think, I remember hearing something recently, I don't know if it's a conspiracy theory or not, but it's like, as long as they can say that there's a shortage on all of this stuff, then they can continue to charge more.
Yeah,
As
supply
long,
and demand.
yeah.
There's probably
They-
warehouses
Oh.
of all this shit, and they're just like, nope, hold
One
it.
of my
Same thing with the
sister's
fucking gas
ex-husband,
industry.
yeah.
They do the same thing.
My sister's ex-husband works in a car dealer, and we were talking to him about it one day, and we're like, so are they really like out of all these microchips and shit since they can't, produce new cars or something? And he's like, no, they have all of the chips. They're just saying that they don't because they can now charge $60,000 for a $30,000 car. Like,
Yeah.
it's busted. Why the fuck do we sit by and just let our country do this?
I don't know, but I think there needs to be like some sense of
checks and balances or something.
a rise essentially from the people. And like,
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, it's going to be years in the making. Obviously, we all have to start like homesteading and like
becoming self-sufficient.
absolutely that way, so we can be like,
See,
what the
that's the
fuck are you
fucking-
going to provide me?
That's the thing.
That's the way
They're-
you go about it. We
they're
can't
able-
be premature about it.
They're able to do what they do now because we are so dependent on them.
I sound fucking crazy, but yes, exactly.
You don't sound crazy. That's like, I feel like
I
this
just
is
think
legit.
that's the most logical way to go about it. You become so fully self-sufficient that you're like, fuck you. What are you going to do now? And then they would have no fucking choice but to bow down.
Hopefully, or just...
It's
Come
we
in
the
with-
people, right? Let's do this shit.
But even, you got to think about, which is something that I never even thought about for the longest time. This country was founded by rich white men who didn't want to pay taxes. They were pissed off that the king
Yeah.
was taxing them. They said it was
And then they're like,
unfair
let's
taxation.
tax our people.
And now look
instead.
at the country we live in where taxation is fucking outrageous. The country that was founded by those people is still basically there. It's all meant for rich white men
Mm-hmm.
to control the world, and the rest of us are just their little
We're
fucking
fucked.
pawns and
Yeah.
little fucking tallies on a fucking spreadsheet or something to them. Like,
We're just a number.
yep, it's,
It's insane. But yeah, I mean,
I don't even
that's
know.
my thoughts on it.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that one.
Go off, queen.
And I guess I have two more facts still. 'Cause
Okay.
I skipped that first one. Don't let me forget about that.
I won't let you forget.
Abraham Lincoln, we've covered this before, was assassinated on April 15th, 1865,
Okay.
just months before the Secret Service would be founded. And
You're
I remember
shitting my whole ass.
I remember hearing that at one point, and everybody was like, yeah, the Secret Service was founded because of his assassination. They were like, oh shit, we need to watch the presidents. False. The paperwork for where the fuck was I? Oh yeah, many thought it was his assassination that led to the creation of the Secret Service, but really the legislation to create them was sitting on his desk the night of his death. If he had had like one more day, he was about to sign the Secret Service into existence,
Into a thing,
and
yeah.
they would have been standing behind his ass at that motherfucking theater. Can you? What the fuck?
The odds.
The fucking odds. Like, that's some bad luck. I'm sorry, Abe.
gosh.
That's some bad
Well,
luck.
I mean, he didn't have to join the Donner Party, so I mean, he cheated death once, I guess.
Oh, dude, that's the Grim Reaper. That's the Grim Reaper coming for dues at the end. Mm-hmm. You skipped it
gonna get
once,
ya
bitch. I got
either
you
way.
now. But is that not like, that's just so crazy to think about.
That's insane. That kind of blows my mind.
Yeah, I
honestly.
always
didn't know
heard
that.
that it was because of his death that they were created, but no. He
I
was
never like
literally
thought much into it. I didn't really.
right.
That's one form of the government that I guess
Never
I
would have
never
thought about.
really.
And then
yeah.
it's crazy to think that we go from, or we have presidents like Abraham Lincoln who needed the Secret Service, and JFK had the Secret Service, and he was still assassinated. And then we had presidents before them
I still
like
think that's a
Thomas Jefferson, and Andrew Garfield was a president, right?
I think so. Yeah.
See,
I don't
the
know.
name
It's
sounds
a bunch
familiar.
of fucking white dudes.
I know one of them. They literally like dueled people left and right and like murdered a bunch of different
Yeah,
people. But
yes.
that was okay back then.
I know that one. Yeah. Fuck, what was his name? But yeah, he would always challenge people to a duel, and then there was one guy that I think he had challenged to a duel and like killed him or something, and he got fucking railroaded over it. Obviously.
Oh yeah, well the president shouldn't be shooting people.
Fuck around, find out.
Fuck
dude.
around and fight. Well, I think it was because like, if it's the one I'm thinking about, it was because people were always like insulting his wife or something, and he was super quick to like defend her honor, and he would just be like, "Ah, bitch, let's go shoot each other."
We're gonna have to look into that.
I
'cause
got
I know,
to
like,
now.
Jordan's gonna be screaming at us right now.
Why
like,
the fuck are you
"Do a
talking about
fucking
something you don't know
episode!
anything?
Do an episode.
Stop yelling at us.
I love you.
And then my last and final fact, and this is the one that I thought was really cool, but at the same time, it's like, you're going to have to use your brain muscles a little bit.
They're weak, but go off. Okay?
We all live in the past. There is no such thing as the present. We our brains don't actually process events until almost 90 milliseconds after they've happened. Like, it's fast, so fast that we don't notice it, but it is still fast, not fast enough that it's like instantaneous, you know what I mean? So there is no such thing as the present, because the present's already past.
Bitch.
That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. This one fucks with your head a little bit, right?
A lot of it.
So we literally live on like a fine line of the past and the present.
Okay.
Most physicists have come to argue that there is no such thing as now, and the present moment is merely an illusion. Buffering.
I don't think I can even like process it.
Well, because like you got to think about like light. How long does it take for light to travel? The light we're
Right.
seeing right now is not actually like the light being generated instantly. It's been traveling for seconds, even though it's fast as fuck.
And our eyes process. At
And
a
our
certain
eyes
speed.
process it, and then
Okay.
all our eyes process over all the information, and then transports it to
mean-
our brain, and then our brain has to.
It makes sense.
Compartmentalize
It's
it.
just kind of fucking me up.
Well, that's because like you gotta like. It's very common belief that our brain is filling in a lot of what we experience.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
As we go. So, who is to say that we don't live in some kind of like artificial fucking simulation?
simulation.
Because it's our brain simulating shit around us and just filling in the blanks with what it assumes is going to happen.
I read this. I like reading medical journals
Uh-huh.
in my free time because I'm weird. But
I read
I've
shampoo
read this
bottles,
one-
whatever.
that the reason why we don't die in our dreams is because our brain doesn't know. Like
Uh-huh.
we don't know what happens, and so your brain can't get to the point of like trying to process something like that. And so that's why you just like wake up.
Yeah, well, that's why, like, I heard that too.
That was fucking creepy.
Why are we haunted?
I need to smudge this bitch.
For real. But that's kind of like, I kind of like that because, like, I'm one of those people that I don't live in the present ever. I'm either
Disassociating.
fuck off. No, I was gonna say I'm either constantly obsessing over the past and my mistakes and my flaws,
La 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 la. Because
Like-
she's Delulu.
I just like I obsess over the stupid like that stupid shit you said when you were 6 and you're like, wow, I wish I hadn't said that.
Oh, I do that, but it's when
Yeah.
I'm laying in bed at night and I just
Same.
cringe at anything that's ever come out of my mouth.
And then when I'm awake and at work, I'm obsessing over the future. What's work going to be like tomorrow? What's work going to be like next week? What
And you're creating these
What
like
am I gonna do with
hypothetical
these
situations
paychecks?
in your
Yeah,
head.
am I gonna be able to
Apparently,
pay
not
rent on the
everybody
first?
does that,
Yeah, no, it's called anxiety.
and it's a combination of things. But I like found that out the other day, and I was like,
Fuck, what were we saying like right when that died though?
I don't remember. Sorry, guys, our camera fucking
Yeah, our
died.
camera fucking died. We were in the
Story
middle
of
a
our
tangent.
lives.
What else is new? Well, anyways, those were
That
all my
was sick.
timey-wimey facts.
That was fun.
I like,
What even is time? Part 2.
right?
I don't know why I sang it. I just wanted to.
Because you're a dork. You're a dork.
I don't know.
Well,
Fuck yeah, that was fun.
If you guys know of or can think of any other interesting like time-related facts, let us know in the comments down below because like those were all
We'll wait for
those
a
were all the
while to do
really
more,
really
but-
interesting ones I could find. But
Yeah.
I think this will probably be like the last time-based video we do for a while, unless they come up with some crazy big discovery anytime soon. But
Yeah. Or we tap into some new ones or something. I don't know. That was fun though. I
good. I'm glad. I hope you
Yeah.
had fun. I'm glad you were. I was about to say able to join me, but I was the one who came over here, so I think that's
Thank
the
you
other
for coming together. For
to come in together
together.
pyramid.
Fuck yeah.
But yeah, thank you all so much for tuning in.
Follow us on socials.
Yes, we are still under the Laundry Room, a podcast on YouTube, Spotify,
Instagram, Facebook,
Instagram,
TikTok.
Facebook. Our Gmail is the Laundry Room, a podcast at gmail.com. So send us any suggestions or feedback
Personal
there.
tales.
And I guess other than that, we're gonna sign off. Thank
right.
you so much. Bye. So yeah, we definitely need a shirt with him on it with glasses and a little vape pen coming out, and then him holding it like I want him kind of like holding it like a sword to the.
Your nicotine, my liege.
Yes.
I added some more stickles.
Dwight, you ignorant slut.
I got that years ago and I found it the
I
other day.
love
I was
that.
like, fuck yeah. And then I saw this at the gas station and I was like, that's
Help
so
more bees,
cute.
plant more trees, clean the seas.
I was like, hell yeah.
I love it.
I'm like a walking contradiction. I'm
Absolutely.
like metal, but like save the
Environmental
planet.
metal, dude. It's totally a thing.
That's metal as fuck, right?
Yeah, we're down. Like, I'm all about down with corporate America. You know.
Yeah. Fuck
Fucking-
the big corps.
Yeah, down with organized
Fuck big
fucking
pharma.
everything. Big pharma,
Fuck
big
big
oil, big
government.
religion. Like,
Fuck it all.
fuck it.
Anarchy.
Anarchy in the UK. Oh wait, we're not in the UK.
In the US of A.